Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Monday, the 26th of June. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. We sure do hope that your week is getting off to a great start already, and we have a fun show in store for you today, so thanks for stopping by. First off, we're talking about puppy and dog training. By training your pups and dogs, it's a great way to build their confidence and increase their sociability. Also, we learned about the 2 phases of fear your puppy may go through that training can help with. Some great information coming from Legend Acres. We look forward to sharing that with you. After that is going to be a food-tastic Monday. Let me tell you, we're sitting down with our food columnist and reporter, Mayhew, for our Let's Eat segment, and we're focusing on Waffle House. She made a trip there and learned about their secret menu. I didn't realize they had a secret menu, but they do. But she'll share that with us coming up. After that, we are heading to Pulaski to talk with the co-owners of the Southern Table. Let me tell you, their fried chicken melts in your mouth, quite literally delicious. We talked to their co-owners about how they got started, their connection, and the wonderful food that they're putting on the table there in Pulaski. But first, let's get a check of our headlines. Proposed legislation for the C&D Steering Committee on the best solution for the construction and demolition waste, often called C&D waste, is up for its first reading Tuesday night by the Metro Council. This waste has doubled in Davidson County since 2008. Now, as some C&D waste landfills close, what is the possible solution? We can learn all about the proposed changes and what could be considered by going to mainstreetmediatn.com. Take a look at this. This is the rendering of the new MTSU Applied Engineering Building. Groundbreaking took place on June 20th. Now we have the scheduled opening date for this 90,000 square foot building at murfreesboropost.com. A lot of other people out there are tired of seeing litter and want to do something about it. This is what was said by Matthew Binkley, one of the organizers of the upcoming kayak cleanup at Maribel Creek happening on July 1st. He shared this with Chris Gregory of the Cheatham County Exchange. Now already 130 people have signed up. Would you like to be one of others that sign up for this cleanup? You can get all of your information by going to the CheathamCountyExchange.com. You'll have your sign up information and all the items that you need to bring with you. Let's get a check of our forecast now with our friends over at Tennessee Valley Weather.
Hey folks, happy Monday to you. Ben Looney here with you in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, wishing you another fantastic week and the first full week of summertime here from the Weather Center. All right, across the mid-state today, we are clearing out after a few overnight storms that finally pushed out of the area. In turn, we're going to see a mix of clouds and sunshine. Good steady breeze in today from the west, maybe up to 10, maybe 15 at times, and our temperatures not horrible for this time of year. It is dry though, and will continue to be into Tuesday, but well, maybe by the midweek we could squeeze out a scattered shower, but really low confidence on that at this point. Unfortunately, we are looking for a fairly dry week with only an intermittent chance for a pop-up shower. The other big news weather-wise, the heat index, because Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I think for sure we're in triple-digit heat indices across the area, maybe as high as 101 to 105, depending on your location. And then the weekend, still looking about the same, with only a very marginal chance for a pop-up shower, really anywhere across the region this week. That is a quick check on your forecast. Thank you for tuning in. I'll leave you with a final look at the 7-day. Here's hoping you have a fantastic Monday and work week. We'll talk to you soon.
This morning, we are going to touch on puppy and dog training. To tell us about how that gets done and maybe what you need to look for when you're finding, either a trainer or a class to go through, I have Chasity Lindsey with us. She's with Legend Acres here in Montgomery County. You also have a spot in Arizona, and this is her service dog, Jack. First off, thank you so much, Chasity, for your time.
Yeah, not a problem.
So I guess when we're looking to train a pup, we have this puppy, we want to make sure, the sit, the stay, learning to go outside. Where do we start?
Well, the first thing you want to start with is socialization, really. Everybody thinks it's like basic obedience, sit down, stay, but you really need to socialize your puppy because puppies actually go through 2 fear stages. And so if they get scared, a lot of times we just stick them in a bedroom or somewhere and be like, oh, they'll get through it, and they really don't. So it actually causes reactivity or aggression in the future. So I would say start with socialization. Take them everywhere. And if you can't put them on the ground because of shots, put them in a wagon.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
So Chastity, when did those, I guess, 2 fear stages hit?
So the first fear stage hits anywhere between 3 to 6 weeks, and then it can hit in like 12 to 8 or 8 to 12 weeks, and then the 6th one is 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how detrimental is it to that puppy as it grows up if it's not socialized during those times?
It can definitely cause like a lot of reactivity. It can cause anxiety, reactivity. So anxiety is there's 2 reasons why dogs are anxious, because genes, it's in their genetics. Okay. And that goes back 7 generations with a dog. It's on a gene, we know where it is. And then it wasn't socialized properly. If something has scared it, and then so it's very detrimental. If whatever you are going to do in your life, your puppy needs to be a part of that.
No kidding. So
Yeah.
what you're seeing here as far as video, this is one of the puppy training sessions that's happening here at Sango Veterinary Clinic. This past Saturday, you see Chastity working with some of the pups there. So you're working with the pups and say, I'm trying to think, so they don't take on to the training, like how do you continue that training? Or
So we will continue the training. So my puppy pre-K is only 3 weeks, and then you'll go into like a fundamentals course.
Okay.
So in puppy pre-K, we actually teach you about crate training, how to get them in and out of the car, how to get them used to the leash, how to get them ready to go to the vet, how to socialize them to vacuum cleaners. That's a big thing. That's a big monster in your house. How to get them used to other people, kids, things like that.
And the same with other pets.
Other pets, cats, reptiles, all that fun stuff.
So say you missed that puppy stage, and I know, again, I can only go off personal experience.
Yeah.
We adopted a dog at age 5.
Right.
What do you do about training an adult dog?
So you can actually bring them through. So what I can do is I can come out and assess your dog. So that's what I can do. I give free assessments. I can come out, we can do a goal training session, and I can let you know where your dog needs to be in our classes. So we offer 4 classes, start at, 5 now because of puppy pre-K, but you can start at fundamentals, and then you can go all the way up to our advanced urban class.
Okay, great to know. And should we focus on, I know, or I've seen, a lot of people do the treat, so the treat reward?
Oh yes, all the time. So at Legend Acres, we're positive reinforcement only.
Okay.
You don't need any special equipment except a leash and a collar. We don't do any type of negative punishment, such as e-collars, prong collars, or choke collars. We don't hit, we don't kick, we don't do anything like that. Positive reinforcement only. And that's actually been backed by science, that actually works the best, and it actually lasts longer with the dog.
Now, Chastity, share with us some of your background. You've been working with dogs now for 10 years?
For 10 years, and I've been with Legend Acres for 3 years, and I actually was a student at Legend Acres first, and our joke is, I just didn't want to leave, so they hired me.
What's been your biggest lesson through the 10 years when working with pups and our dogs?
So my biggest lesson in my personal background is I was one of the trainers that used the e-collar, and I have a very reactive dog now, and it took me 2 years of positive reinforcement training to get that dog to go out without a muzzle and to go to the vet without trying to bite people. And so that is my biggest takeaway, and that's why I love Legend Acres and what we do here.
So for those looking and say they don't have a Legends Acres in their area, because again, our show hits all over Middle Tennessee.
Right.
What do we need to look for with a pet training service?
You need to look for somebody that says positive reinforcement. Don't look for somebody that says balance trainer, because those type of trainers can use e-collars, prong collars, and shock collars. And I'm not trying to say that all trainers that use those are bad, but it can be negative, especially for a dog who has anxiety. It can go in the opposite direction that you want it to go with. So look for a trainer that uses positive reinforcement, fun-based, bond building, any type of training like that. And also Legend Acres does offer online courses. So they're online fundamentals, online intermediate, and on up. And we even have an on-demand course that you can take at your own pace.
Very nice. Oh my gosh, Chastity, thank you so much. Is there anything I haven't asked that you feel like may be beneficial for people to hear?
Just socialize your puppy. Please socialize them to everything. Everything that you think is going to be in your life, that's huge.
I appreciate it. Again, Chastity, Lindsey with Legends Acres out of Montgomery County. We appreciate your time. Look forward to maybe catching you in the future as well. It looks like those pups were having a really good time. Stick with us here at Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up right after this.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Welcome back to Today's Better Health. I'm Colleen Barton, and I'm here with Dr. Gil Kentoff and Dr. Wendy Toohey, and we're talking about the latest treatments in back and neck pain.
Many people, Colleen, come to see us with neck and back pain, and they develop tingling and numbness down the arm or lower back pain that develops into sciatica shooting down their leg. And for these patients, we have an advanced treatment technology, non-surgical decompression therapy that we really introduced to this area. It separates the vertebrae and creates a suction to allow fluids and nutrients back in to heal the disc naturally, relieving pressure on the nerve and on the joint. It's an amazing treatment.
We've been helping patients like this for the last 30 years, helping them get back to work, get back to their family, get back to the life they want to live.
I mean, it really is amazing. Technology helping us to live pain-free and better lives.
Right.
And I bet you have a special offer.
The first 25 callers will receive an examination, x-rays, review of our findings, and their first treatment, all for $39.
Call 615-551-3897 today to receive this special offer.
Welcome back. Get this, there are 1,981 Waffle House restaurants in the U.S. In Tennessee, as of last year, there are 134 Waffle Houses. If you've never been, it is a place you need to stop. I tend to go really early in the morning or extremely late at night. But to tell us about the yumminess that can be found at a Waffle House, we have Catherine Mayhew with us. She has our Let's Eat segment. You can find all of her articles at mainstreetnashville.com. Catherine, always a treat.
Same here. Love seeing you.
Well, let's talk about Waffle Houses, because I don't think I've been to a Waffle House. It's been a long time, but that used to be the spot in high school.
You know, I thought about this when I was deciding to do Waffle House. More than 13,000 people moved to Nashville last year from other places, and Waffle Houses are predominantly in the Southeast. So I thought, I wonder when they go by a Waffle House if they think this is all about the waffles.
And it's not.
It's not at all. So a few years ago, Sean Brock, who has Audrey and the Continental here in Nashville, a very well-known chef, took Anthony Bourdain of TV fame to a Waffle House, and he said he had devised his own chef's tasting menu. Yes. And it starts out with the pecan waffle, and then he proceeds to a patty melt, and then he gets a green salad, which is really nothing but iceberg lettuce out of the bag, with Thousand Island dressing, which of course comes out of a plastic packet.
I'm sorry, I just chuckled.
And Anthony Bourdain was just, what is this? I'm not,
mind blown.
But anybody who's grown up in the South, they have their things at the Waffle House that are just their favorites. And then they recently changed their menu. And so now I'm calling that the secret menu for those of us who've been here for a long time. They took, like, for instance, the cheesy eggs off the menu. And when I went in, I couldn't find them. And I asked the waitress and I said, where are the cheesy eggs? And she said, you can still get them. You just have to know to ask.
Huh.
And they're the only item on the menu that came with cinnamon toast and apple butter. At any rate,
really?
It's great. It's delicious.
Oh, I'm going to say I'm chuckling because I'm tickled by this. Like, I don't know what it is about their toast, the toast and butter, something just easy, but is always so good there.
Well, when you use hydrogenated vegetable oil as your butter and you slather the toast in it, who wouldn't want that?
That's so true.
So, and then there's other things about the Waffle House that people don't know. Like when you sit at your table and you order, the waitress goes back behind the counter. She has to stand on a specific spot and she yells the order out. There's nothing ever, the short order cook never gets anything written down. How does he remember with all those orders? Well, they have what they call a marking system. So if you order specifically, I'm looking at my notes here because I can't remember everything. If you order scrambled eggs, they put a jelly packet at the bottom of the plate. And that means scrambled eggs.
Really?
Yeah, you have like a mayonnaise packet for some things, a pat of butter for other things. And so the whole plate is marked, and that's how they remember what goes on your plate.
I had no idea. Never knew that, ever.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of interesting. And then the other interesting thing that people don't know about Waffle House is the National Weather Service actually relies on the Waffle House when they're having a natural disaster. They call it the Waffle House Index. If the Waffle House is open, then that's a green light. If the Waffle House is on reduced hours and is working with a generator, that's a yellow light. And if the Waffle House is closed, you better just go, run for the hills.
You're kidding.
No, it is an actual thing that the National Weather Service uses. And it makes like all kinds of sense because everybody knows that the only thing that never closes ever is a Waffle House.
100%. You're right. You're right. Well, okay. So when you go to Waffle House, what is your go-to? What is your get? What do you get when you're there?
My go-to, similar to Sean Brock, I am very partial to the pecan waffle with fake butter and fake syrup. I understand that. It's okay. Then you move to the patty melt, which is really just a festival of grease. It's so delicious. And usually I get hash browns covered, smothered, and peppered, which is with onions, cheese, and jalapenos.
I get my hash browns that way too. Yes.
Yummy.
I love it.
Seriously yummy.
It is. I do my eggs over easy though, because I like to take the toast and like sop up all the
dip it in the egg yolk. Yeah.
100%.
That's a pro move.
No, you were saying like you've been to the Waffle House there and you've had some pretty interesting, I guess, celebrity encounter.
There are a lot of celebrities that go to the Waffle House. And of course, the first rule in Nashville is if you encounter a celebrity anywhere, actually, you never acknowledge that they're famous. Like you never go up and ask for a photo or even, sort of gape at them. So yeah, I was at a Waffle House. This was when my kid was younger, and in walked Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. And at that time, their first daughter. They have 3 now, but at that time it was just, I think her name is Grace. And Noah and Grace kind of played with each other, and I pretended like I didn't know who they were.
Oh my heavens.
Yeah.
That is cool. Is there anything else about the Waffle House that we need to know before we make a trip there?
I will say this. Everybody who walks into that Waffle House is treated absolutely equal. There are no grade A people, no grade D people. Every person is exactly the same. And I find that to be highly refreshing.
I agree with that. Yes, I love it. Catherine, thank you so much. I can't wait to see what we're tasting next.
Okay, well, stay tuned.
Yes, ma'am.
Get your knife and fork ready.
Talk to you soon. All right, stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have a lot more coming up after this.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between. Discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
The Southern Table, a great spot here in Pulaski, Tennessee. I have the owners of the Southern Table, or I don't have them. They're having me as a guest in their spot today. We have Carrie Golden as well as Ryan Yoakley. Thank you guys so much for just taking a little break from the kitchen and sitting down with me.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
So, I mean, looking at this menu, let me tell you, and I always say I wish we had like smell-o-vision, or I wish you could, see all of this in person, but you're going to have to come down here and check it out. These menu items are are phenomenal. First off, how did this get going? Because it's really a really cool story. You guys are good friends, and you've been friends for a long time.
Yep. So almost 4 years ago, I decided to come home. I worked in Franklin, Nashville. I wanted to open up my own spot, so called Carrie. She's worked with me in the past, and just opened a restaurant up in Pulaski.
And Carrie,
so here we are 4 years later.
And Carrie, your thought when that question came?
I was like, well, it's the day finally has come. It's something that's been in the air for, a long time now. And it was always kind of a joke. And then when he wanted to do it, I was like, well, all we can do is try. So
before we get into the restaurant part of it, how do you balance that friendship and business? So, a lot of responsibility comes with owning a business, and you may not always agree. How does that balance out for you guys?
I think we kind of feed off of each other, because Ryan is really good at doing what he does downstairs, and I, am good at doing this. So we're in the same world, but we're also kind of in different worlds. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of, can't have one without the other.
I take care of the back of the house. She takes care of the front of the house. And of course, we work together on both of those as well.
Yeah. So when this opened up, the Southern Table opened up right before the COVID. And we know exactly what happened with so many businesses. How did you guys survive that period?
Yeah, we were 8 months in when we opened and COVID hit. And we did, for like 2 months, we did a different menu every weekend to go. And the community supported that pretty well. We did pizza one weekend, we did chicken one weekend, catfish, we did a prime rib one weekend, just changed it up and did that every weekend until they let us open back up.
What was that feeling when you were told, or when you heard the news, okay, we can open back up, we can continue on with this, our plan?
Yeah, we didn't really know how it was going to be, I didn't know if we were going to fill back up or just a few people, a lot of people were still scared, but it eventually kind of got back to normal.
Yeah, and we had a lot of people coming from bigger cities because they had a lot more restrictions, where Pulaski didn't really have all of the restrictions that everyone else did, because we, are a smaller community.
Franklin and Nashville, their tables had to be 6 feet apart, and they only could sit so many people a night.
Right,
really
and with this space, with our dining room being small, that was a scary issue to have to tackle, was, to limit the seating. So luckily, we didn't have to do that as much.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's small, but look, it's open. Like, I love the open feel of the building that you're in. The exposed brick, I think, adds to it. Tell us about the menu and what you offer. They have their dinner menu, and then you have a brunch menu here. And of course, you have the wines, the bourbons, non-alcoholic beverages as well.
Yeah, so our menu's seasonally. We change it about every 2-3 months, I would say. Try to stay in season, keep everything fresh. We do have staples that stay, like the fried chicken and catfish. That'll always be on the menu. The green tomatoes. But we rotate our steaks, we rotate our seafood, do a couple different tacos. We're always just kind of changing up. I get bored cooking the same stuff.
He does. Yeah, he's like, can we change the menu?
Yeah.
Is there anything you can share that people may not know about the Southern Table?
Everything is from scratch.
Yeah.
Seasonings, batters, everything. Yeah, Ryan does fresh.
Yeah, we don't get anything in. None of our meats or none of that's frozen. Everything's fresh. We try to work with local farmers when we can. Sometimes that's tough, but we try to just keep everything fresh.
Well, I cannot wait to try something here. And you know what? I'm in luck today. I'm actually going to join Ryan in the kitchen as he makes some Southern, fried chicken.
We're gonna do fried chicken today, yes.
Ryan, thank you for letting me stick with you, because let me tell you, you've plated up something amazing. Look at that chicken, the greens, and then the grits, and I can't wait to learn more. Tell us about what we have plated.
So this is our fried chicken plate. This is one of our top sellers. We've been doing it since day one we opened. So we take our chicken, we brine it for 24 hours before we fry it. We put it in our seasoned flour, deep fry it. You get a half a bird, you get one of each piece, a wing, a leg, a breast, a thigh, and it comes with whatever 2 sides you like. And I served up a couple of my favorite sides, the garlic cheddar grits and the braised collard greens.
How do you do your grits?
I can't tell you that, it's a secret.
Biscuits.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, we just take some heavy cream, a little bit of hot sauce, a lot of garlic, put their fresh stone ground grits, none of that quick grit stuff, and a lot of cheese.
Even better.
Yeah, a lot of cheese.
Cheese makes it all better.
Yeah, cheddar
always.
cheese. Yep.
You know, people can be particular about their greens. How do you guys make those?
So we start off with onion, garlic, homemade chicken stock, apple cider vinegar. We put a little bit of brown sugar in ours for a little sweetness, and we also we'll have some ham in there to cook down to get that flavor, or some pork belly. We make our homemade pork belly here, and we have leftovers. We'll put it in the greens.
Winner, chicken dinner. See what I did there? So I love that. Oh my heavens. It's kind of sweet.
Yeah, we put a little bit of brown sugar in there, so it's a little different than most people's, but everybody seems to like it. It might be a little hot.
It almost melts in your mouth. Like, it is so tender.
That brine makes it the meat super juicy and soft.
Was this trial and error? Like, did you have to try a couple different ways, or did you kind of know exactly how you wanted to do it?
I'd test it with the brine to get the flavor right, but anytime you brine any meat, it makes it way better. Like any kind of poultry, turkey, chicken, it makes it way better if you brine it.
I could keep eating right now, but my mother did teach me, not to talk with my mouth full, and we're not done talking yet. There's a drink that you have on the menu, and it is a combination of the bourbon and Sun Drop. And if you're from Pulaski, or Pulaski in the Giles County area, you know how special Sun Drop is.
Yep.
So what do you typically do with this? Do you mix it together?
Yeah, so we'll take Old Charter bourbon, Sun Drop, we'll put a little cherry in there. And the name of it on our menu is called the Mr. Beach, which is after one of my best friends here. He works for the college.
Oh.
He drinks more of it than anybody I know. He's going to kill me for saying that. But so we named it after him, Mr. Beach.
Mr. Beach. I was just going to say your secret's safe, but no longer.
No,
it is
secret's
not.
out.
Old Charter and Sun Drop. That is a great combination, and I have to admit, my first time drinking Sun Drop, and that is really tasty and has some caffeine that will give you a little kick. Ryan, thank you so much for this. Thank you for introducing me to your chicken and then your side items here.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Glad to have you.
We're going to keep talking and sipping on our Old Charter just a
Cheers.
little bit longer. Cheers to you. Stick with us. We have more coming up after this.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Welcome back. Let's take a look back now at the Dixon Street Festival that happened this past Saturday. You see the turnout and the vendors that lined Main Street. Let me tell you, had local vendors as well as visiting vendors come out for this. You had the restaurants out there with their grills. I had a great hot dog, found some wonderful items. Let me share with you the earrings that I found. This is from a vendor out of Bellevue, Tennessee. These are handcrafted earrings. It's from Clayful Tinker. Again, beautiful items just across the board down there. It was a great time in Dixon. Also coming up later this week, I'm going to share with you the Robert Spikester Buck Dance Championship, all those that turned out for that. And I had a great time there. It was nice to visit, but I'll share more of that story later on in the week. Thanks so much for joining us here for Mornings on Main Street. We are happy to have you each and every day. Have a blessed afternoon, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.